Good morning. It's 9 a.m. and I will call to order the October 28th meeting of the Saline County Board of Commission. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Shadwick?
Here.
Commissioner Grievous?
Here.
Commissioner Sparks?
Here.
Commissioner Weiss?
Here.
Commissioner Hay?
Here.
If you're able to stand, please do so and join me in the flag salute, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. At this time, we will move into our citizens' input portion of the meeting where members of the public may speak on county government, usually limited to 3 minutes and pertaining to items that are not being discussed today's agenda. Are there any members of the public who'd wish to address the commission? And please state your name and address.
Morning, I'm Saline, Kansas. On I-35 and Old 140 on the west side, south side of the road, there's concrete filled there at that site. Calcium chloride is a toxic issue, chemical burns, water issues. On the east side of I-35, same issues. Further east on 140, some concrete issues, a crushing plant. Chemicals go into groundwater. Did planning and zoning actually look at these sites? Did planning and zoning have the fill material sent to a lab to be analyzed for hazardous materials? If not, why not? The State Highway Department does. This site should be in a container vessel. Prevent hazardous chemicals from entering the groundwater. As Donald Trump would say, you're fired. Planning and Zoning Board.
Okay.
Do county employees fill out a logbook when taking a county vehicle, time left and time returned? We need to, that's how you find out how many miles they're traveling. We do it on this interstate, on semis. So we can do it.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? At this time, we'll move to our consent agenda, which consists of approval of tax roll adjustments, approval of accounts payable, approval of public forum agenda, Burma Road asphalt overlay change order, 2025 Presbyterian Manor KDOT letter of support. Are there any commissioners who wish to add or delete items from the consent agenda?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the consent agenda as written.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We will move into the action items.
First up, we have Operation Greenlight Proclamation. Melissa McCoy, Public Information Officer.
Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning. And I love that you wore your green
Yeah.
blazer.
For the occasion.
For the occasion.
Yes. This is the Operation Greenlight for Veterans Proclamation. Whereas the residents of Saline County have great respect, admiration, and the utmost gratitude for all the men and women who have selflessly served our country and this community in the armed forces. And whereas the contributions and sacrifices of those who served in the armed forces have been vital in maintaining the freedoms and the way of life we enjoy by our citizens. The veterans of Saline County have demonstrated unwavering commitment to duty and have made tremendous sacrifices in times of both war and peace. Whereas Saline County has a significant veteran community, as evidenced by active participation in organizations like the American Legion, VFW, and Military Affairs Council. Veterans in rural areas often face challenges such as accessing health care and support services due to geographical limitations. Whereas approximately 200,000 service members transition to civilian communities annually. And whereas an estimated 20% increase of service members will transition to civilian life in the near future. And whereas studies indicate that 44 to 72% of service members experience high levels of stress during transition from military to civilian life. And whereas active military service members transitioning from military service are at a high risk for suicide during their first year after military service. And whereas Saline County appreciates the sacrifices of our United States military personnel and believes specific recognition should be granted. Now, therefore, with designation as a green light for Veterans County, the Saline County Board of Commissioners hereby declares this time to salute and honor the service and sacrifices of our men and women in uniform transitioning from active service, and encourages its citizens in patriotic tradition to recognize the importance of honoring all those who made immeasurable sacrifices to preserve freedom by displaying green lights in a window of their place of business or residence from November 4th through the 11th, 2025.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And just a quick question, because it's like, and I apologize that I don't know this.
Sure.
But why isn't this green light deal around the Veterans Day celebration?
So it is
I'm
from November 4th through the 10th. I'm sorry, through the 11th. So it is kind of overlapping.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Do you have any activities going on?
Well, we are lighting our buildings green. The health department is also lighting theirs. And we have invited businesses and residents. I know we have a green light on our porch that we've already put up, and we hope you will do the same.
Okay, all right.
Mr. Chairman, we make a motion that we proclaim November 4th through the 11th as Operation Greenlight Month.
Second.
We have,
Or, yeah. It says month.
Does it?
is anyone else from the public wish to speak?
Norman out of Salina, Kansas. Hi, sir. You ain't got enough time in here to listen to us bets.
Okay. Anyone, any other comments from the commission? We have a motion and a second to proclaim November 4th through the 11th as Operation Greenlight Month. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. And, well, I'm sure somewhere here, but I have not. Young lady, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You betcha.
Bill's getting a picture.
Oh,
Yes, sir, we've got
okay,
it.
thank you.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Next item.
Next, we have Rural Fire District Number 1, Forestry Grant, Wade Waddle, Assistant Chief of Rural Fire District Number 1.
Morning.
Good morning, Wade.
Morning.
I've been here a few times for grants. Hopefully one more after this one, but we'll see. So this is the forestry grant. We had to wait for a while for this one to come through, like all the other fire districts. We waited so long, I kind of forgot initially what I asked for, but I asked for a Stokes basket, a burn kit, and an AED that will match what Salina Fire uses. And this will all go on the UTV project. Alternatives for action, approve or deny. We recommend that you approve accepting the forestry grant. It's a 50-50 match. All of our donations, grants for this project that I've pushed out, along with the memorials for Bruce Waddle and Don Johnson, all go into this account. So that's the money we're going to use for that. Any questions?
Okay.
So you do have plenty of money in it.
I've spent some. I bought the UTV and I bought the trailer. I've ordered the fire suppression equipment. It's not finished yet, so I haven't paid for that yet, but plenty of money in there.
Do you have any other AEDs in the department?
We do. I think we have 3 other ones throughout our. I think we have 4. I think we have 1 in each station.
Okay. But this will be mounted on the UTV?
This will be on the UTV, so when we travel, in case we have, we don't want to see that, but in case we have a firefighter go down in the remote areas, that we can use this, and then we can leave the pads on them and switch out to Salina's stuff.
Okay.
Well, I commend you again for grants. That's great. Great use of resources.
Thank you.
And your service as being a volunteer firefighter. Anyone else from the public wish to speak? I will bring it back for a motion.
Chair, I'd move that we approve RFA 2025-155 as presented.
Second the motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve RFA 2025-155 as presented. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wade. Next.
Next item is Rural Fire District Number 3 Forestry Grant. Michelle Weiss, Emergency Management Director.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commission. Much like District 1, District 3 did also forget that they had applied for this grant because I believe the applications went in April and then they got notification just last week with a quick turnaround, much like most grants are coming out of the federal government. Funding is coming, but the turnaround is a lot shorter. So District 3 had asked for 3 foam suppression units and then 3 booster hose nozzles. They were awarded $4,900, but actually due to the delay in this project, they were actually able to find a vendor that would do the foam nozzles at a lower cost. So they will actually be doing this project for $4,875. It is also a 50-50 match, and they will be using their special equipment funds that currently have a balance of just shy of $73,000.
Okay. Any other questions or comments by the commission? Anyone from the public? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the commission for action.
Mr. Chairman, make a motion we approve RFA 2025-157 as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve RFA 2025-157 as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item.
Next item is insurance eligibility for furloughed employees. Marilyn Leamer, HR Director.
Good morning,
Good
Commissioners.
morning.
Due to the current budget concerns related to WIC funding due to the federal shutdown, staff have evaluated several cost-saving measures to address potential funding shortages, to include one or more of the following options. Number one would be to shift some, but not all, WIC staff to other temporary vacant places of need within the health department, depending on the internal health department available funds. Number two, temporary funding from vacant positions within the health department to temporarily extend WIC staffing needs for WIC continued services. 3, if options 1 and 2 are exhausted, we would reach out to other county departments to see if they can temporarily place any employees to help with their operations, but it would be dependent on that department's available funds. Or 4, if options 1 to 3 are exhausted, temporarily furlough WIC employees to an unpaid leave of absence without permanently eliminating their positions. Because health insurance is a significant concern to affected employees, staff have reviewed the county's health insurance plan and contract provisions. The plan includes language that would allow employees to remain eligible for health insurance coverage during a mandatory temporary furlough or reduced work schedule, provided such action is approved by the Board of County Commissioners. Given the fluid nature of the WIC funding situation due to federal shutdown, to ensure compliance with our health plan and to allow flexibility should a full or partial furlough become necessary, staff are requesting the board to approve at this time to allow for a temporary furlough, but only if needed. This proactive step would enable the county to respond quickly and responsibly if funding reductions require temporary furloughs within the WIC program. The alternatives for action would be to approve the request as presented, do not approve it, or direct staff to make revisions and present at a later date. Our recommendation is to approve the request as presented. The budget impact would be the Employee Benefits Fund can sustain temporary employer funding for the affected furlough employees for insurance for vacant positions throughout the year or due to those. Employees would still be responsible for their share of premiums if applicable. Should WIC funding become available, we would not implement this action. So again, this request is just in case the employees would need to be furloughed or have a reduced schedule. This is directly related to the health insurance plan that would require county commission approval for that furlough for those affected employees.
So the county would cover their portion still?
The county portion, yes.
Right, and then the employee who is furloughed would pick up their...
Right. Yes.
I don't like it. I know.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm hoping, I get your email, so I understand where we are, but could you update everybody on what we're hearing most recently from WIC?
Yeah, as a quick update, Jason Tiller, Health Department Director, sorry. I felt like you've seen me quite often, but just as a quick update. So the last of the funding stream that provides for the salaries and benefits for staff was on October 10th. Since then, we've been funding WIC staff through savings within our budget for positions that have been sitting vacant for a period of time. And we're keeping accumulation columns of what that is against the utilization. As of right now, we are able to continue funding them through approximately the 12th of November with that. We do have a call later on this week with WIC at the state. If we are to receive any of what they deem NSA or Nutritional Services Administration funds for November, then we would, of course, switch to utilizing those until it runs out and then dive back into what we have in the salary savings to continue operations. That's contingent as well on the WIC still having overall food funds, which is the pot that covers the WIC benefits that are redeemed by WIC clients at the grocery store. So as long as there is food funds, we at this point with our current plan should be able to continue to cover staff salary in order to continue providing the appropriate service and stay within our timelines.
Are you hearing that, it's all over social media, November 1st is the last date that food resources will come?
That's
for SNAP. That's right.
The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. So within the USDA, those are two different programs in two separate buckets. As of right now, we have no indication that WIC is affected. It's only SNAP. And then in that WIC bucket, there's two buckets. Within that one of them is the NSA funds, the administration funds, and then the food funds. So, yeah, it changes, kind of day by day as we go. But with what we know right now, about mid-November is what they're projecting, and we can still continue to staff. We're still working on contingency plans when we get to the point to where potentially there's no food dollars and we have to find, other things. Whereas, furlough is the extreme last resort, that we would have to take.
What happens if you get the food funding, the benefit funding, but you don't get the administrative funding?
Well, that's where we are right now. We haven't received any administrative funding since October 10th, so we're currently using what we have.
Right.
If it continues to where there is food funding and we run out of everything that we have with the what we're able to use right now within our budget, then we are doing lots of projections and trying to figure out how far we can stretch stuff. So if it looks like that, this thing is going to continue like that, we're already working on some plans to start reducing potentially staff to like 32 hours to help stretch that a little bit further. If we do something like that, it would be more of a staggered 32 hours. That way, the overall operation would still be the same as far as WIC availability for clients that need to come in. but staff would go down to 32 hours a week. We're in the planning of that. We're holding off this week until we have that call with Kansas WIC later this week to find out about whether we will have NSA funds for November or not. If we don't, then we're looking at a different timeline. If we do, then that will help stretch our timeline.
I guess, can you explain to me why the administrative costs have stopped, but right now the service dollars are there?
So in the beginning, again, it's the two buckets. They can take NSA funds, from what I understand, at the federal and the state level and move them over into the food funds, but you can't move them back the other way. So my understanding is that at the very beginning of October, Kansas was still using some federal fiscal year 25 funds they had in order to stretch that NSA part for the very beginning of October, which is federal fiscal year 26. Then they received a little bit of an infusion from USDA out of some contingency funds. That was not enough NSA funds to support every WIC agency across the state. Because we were a little bit more, maybe robust in what we were able to do initially, we didn't receive any of that second distribution. Now, the second distribution, let me be clear, was not very much. For some places, it was like $600. How far that gets them on administrative cost, I don't know. So it wasn't like it hurt us a lot, I don't think, to get that second distribution, because it was a very small one once it was spread out. From that point right now, I think the infusion or the contingency has been the priority of dollars into the food bucket in order to support benefits for WIC clients more so than the administrative costs.
But
that's my best guess, because again, that's coming down from USDA down to the state.
But it makes very little sense. None of this makes a lot of sense to me. But the most vulnerable clients in our community need the WIC and the SNAP, and yet the people that monitor that and work with those clients are going to be let go or not funded. It makes zero sense.
Which is why we're trying to do everything that we can at this point. Now, there are some agencies across the state that as soon as there was a reduction in WIC funding, had no choice but to let staff go. We are trying everything that we can to keep staff, keep them engaged, keep them working, because then that keeps WIC clients taken care of. That keeps us within because even though all this is going on, we still have to meet our reporting and processing timelines and all of that kind of stuff that they have for WIC. So that keeps everything running smoothly, at least for now. Basically keeps everything from running off the rails until some point that we just don't have any further control at that point. But right now we're trying to keep everything running as normal, not only for, I think, staff benefit and staff mental health, but for our clients' benefit and their health too.
Jason, how many employees does this impact?
6 full-time employees.
And I just want to say is one of the benefits to the county, I believe, is that if we can keep these people, because if they do get furloughed and they have to go out and find another job, ever getting them back is pretty much gone. So if we can keep them, because the cost of retraining and getting people up to speed is astronomical. So
particularly too for dietitians, they are extremely hard to find, and if we lose one of ours, we probably, I don't even want to guess how long it would be before we ever would find another one. So
anyway.
And staff are all aware of this?
Yes, we have kept them up to date. We met with staff again yesterday morning and really kind of talked through all of this with Marilyn too, so that if they had HR specific questions related to things and to potentials and what ifs, then we could try and answer all that right there. And most of them are showing amazing resilience in order to, help do what's necessary to try and stretch the funding as much as possible to ensure that not only themselves individually are still working and still providing service, but that the rest of their team is too.
Okay.
We've got an excellent
Yes.
department and
Yes, we
staff,
do.
and I feel very blessed that you're in our county. I just find this very unfortunate, so.
It is, but they've been doing really well at keeping up with it, and all the staff have at mutual support. So I'm very proud of them for that.
And I just have a quick question. This would be more towards Maryland. Is there any other departments in the county that are relying on this government shutdown or that we have to worry about?
Maybe more of a Phil question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We get federal funds in a variety of ways, but most often they are as pass-throughs through the state. And there's no other department where they directly fund staff in the same way as they do in the health department. So, for example, the sheriff's office gets certain federal funds, but those are typically in the form of grants for, equipment or things like that. So there's not the same type of immediate impact, because if you buy equipment in January versus October, the health department is while it's not the majority of federal funds, it is the department with the biggest share of their budget covered by federal funds.
Okay. Thank you. Any other comments by the commission? Anyone from the public?
Norman Mandel, until you change the system back to the system that used to work 250, 300 years ago, nothing's going to change. You got to change the system. And it worked back then.
Yep.
They had a system that worked. They had free medicine. They had free food, had free care. But it worked.
Yep.
This system ain't working.
Okay. Anyone else?
I would just like to add, I know that Jason talked about the 32 hours per week. That still makes employees eligible for our health insurance. If he needed to even cut back further, this is where it will protect their health insurance coverage. So let's say he needs to go back to everybody working 16 hours or 24 hours a week. This would allow that protection of their insurance and maybe stretch those dollars even further.
Okay. Anyone else? Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve RFA 2025-161 as presented.
And Commissioner, I've been told your mic is not on.
Okay, now my mic is on. I make a motion that we approve RFA 2025-161 as presented.
Second the motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve RFA 2025-161 as presented. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item.
Next item is the resolution and notice of intent to withdraw from KCAMP. Philip Smith Haynes, County Administrator.
Good morning, Commissioners. So we feel like we've talked about this quite extensively. It was the subject of a prior study session as well as an informational item last week. So this is just bringing back the resolution, which we need to transmit to KCAMP in order to withdraw, and that has to be done by November 1st. And so be happy to answer any questions about any of that.
We do have a solid proposal to move to.
Yes, I would say we don't have final numbers, but we do have two major buckets, one for property and one for liability, and that they are willing to cover us. We have until January 1 to nail everything down.
So I see Mr. Skidmore here again. It's a delight. I've seen you more now lately than ever before. So for either of you, question. So we give notice on November 1st. It carries us over till January 1st, and then these other buckets from these other insurance pick up the county?
Yeah, I would say it's just like switching policies for your auto at home, right? You've paid the premium through X date. You need new coverage that starts the following day. So we've paid the premium that takes us through December 31st, and we'll need new coverage as of January 1 if we choose to go forward with this action today. And Mr. Skidmore and his firm are helping us secure that new coverage.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Okay. Any other questions or comments by the commission? Anyone from the public? Seeing none, I'll bring it back for possible action.
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we adopt Resolution 25-2438 as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt Resolution 25-2438 as presented. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Informational items. Oh, I'm sorry.
Informational items. The first up is the Treasurer's Annual and Third Quarter Idle Funds Report for 2025 with Anthony Newell, County Treasurer.
Morning.
Morning. Today I will be presenting the 2024 annual report for the tax year of 2024. The tax year for the purpose of tax collection starts November 1 and ends at the end of October. So this will be the summary of that. Starting on page 16 of your packet, the county is authorized to make investments in temporary notes, no fund warrants of such investing governmental units, time deposits, open accounts, certificates of deposits, repurchase agreements in commercial banks or trust companies which have banks located within the county. Saline County can invest in the Municipal Investment Pool, or MIP, United States Treasury notes or bills. These investments are limited to a maturity of 2 years or less. As of October 1, 2025, Saline County had total CD deposits of $9,750,000 invested in various instruments. The following is a breakdown. We'll kind of go through that. U.S. Treasury bills, we have $0 invested. Total bank accounts, $43,349,385.15, and in your packet there's a breakdown on those. Certificates of deposit, $9,750,000. As of the end of that tax year, we had total petty cash on hand of $5,050. Cash on hand, which is a return check, which has since been satisfied, $104.79. $0 in the MIP for total funds at the end of the period for $53,104,539.94. Moving to page 17 of your packet, tax collection is a function of the county treasurer's office. The tax roll is established from appraisals done by the county appraiser's office, and the tax roll is set by October 31 of each year. In November 2024, tax statements were mailed for the tax year of 2024. Our taxes are billed in the rear, billed at the end of the year for that current year. The first half of taxes were due December 20th, 2024, and the second half of taxes were due on May the 12th of 2025. Moving down the sheet here, total abstract of taxes levied. The certified tax abstract prepared by the county clerk and certified last year was $92,464,614.45. Moving down the page, we did a breakdown summarizing by taxing authority and grouped together for the state of Kansas, the county, different cities, school districts, fire districts, libraries, etc., townships, as well as the special assessment tax. That total does equal the total that we spoke about just a moment ago for the certified total abstract of $92,464,614.45. Moving to page 18, the collection of tax. Certified total abstract for tax, that same number we just spoke of there. Watercraft is included in the personal property tax total. Heavy trucks, $74,366.54. Added taxes, $7,377.60. Escaped, $5,252.98. Abatements of $932,466.30 for a net adjusted tax roll of $91,145.27. Refunds of $62,286.15 for a total tax collected of $89,696,306.55. At the bottom, total outstanding tax, we have a breakdown there by category, $1.8 million, $1,800,702.27 for a total delinquencies to date of 2.1%, 2.01. So with that, I will stand for questions.
The delinquent, is that historically around 2%?
Somewhere in that 1.5% to 2%. It fluctuates year by year. Last year, I believe, was 1.51, so up a tick.
Okay. Any other comments? Thank you.
All right.
Very good.
Thank you.
Next item, which was also introduced, we'll move into the idle funds report for period ending September 30th, which was a Tuesday of 2025. This includes idle fund investments for the previous quarter. Rate of return on our operating account is 3.22%. CDs are average for this reporting period, 4.25%. Total invested in CD instruments is $9,750,000. For total funds invested, $53,057,364.79. For the quarter, total interest earned $587,199.73 against last year's $640,942.74. Less of a decrease in the second quarter, but still a decrease as noted on the third quarter there. Year over year, $53,743.01 less than the previous year. Year to date, $1.7 million, $1,700,000, 41. Excuse me, that's a lot of big numbers. $1,741,777.20. So not going to be as much as last year, but still well over our budget. Budget for this line item for the purpose of the budget was $825,000. We anticipate year-ending idle funds to be right around the $2 million mark, plus or minus. So, with that, I will stand for questions.
I don't have any.
The reason for the decline in interest is that just interest rates?
Interest rates are a lot of it. They're down basically a full percentage point year over year. Also money on hand. We had historically leading up to this, we had some ARPA money, some jail money.
Okay.
That in concert with higher interest rates really had a big impact on it.
Nice report.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item.
Commissioners' comments?
I do believe that today is National First Responder Day. And that way there we could, congratulate all of our first responders and thank for all the work that they do in the county, the city, state. But thank you for all that you do.
Okay. I don't have anything.
I don't have any.
Okay, next item.
Next item is announcements. I do actually have a couple for the public. Today is the deadline to request an advance ballot by mail, so please call our office, contact us if you want an advance ballot by mail. You can still vote early in our office this week through Friday, normal business hours 8 to 5, and on Saturday we're actually going to be here as well from 10 to 2. And then Monday is the last day to vote early in the office, and Monday will be 8 a.m. to noon. We're done at noon. Election day is exactly a week from today, so if anybody has any questions, please call us. We're happy to answer questions. We have sample ballots.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's all I have. Next item?
Make a motion and we adjourn.
Second.
I'm going to listen to Phil talk about November 4th agenda. No, I'm just kidding.
I'd be happy to.
Okay. Do we have a motion and a second for adjournment? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.